are making some journal bling. Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and what you see in front of you is this week's project. This week is the part of the series where I take something I found at thrift stores or antique stores or wherever I have purchased or gotten something that I have a whole lot of that I need to use up. So in this case it's a twofold thing. One is all of these little fabric snippets, and when I say snippets I mean snippets. Actually strips. They're not snippets. They're strips of fabric from various. There's a few pillowcases. I think that's what this was. Just pieces of fabric. This was from a shirt, a blouse. I think this was a pillowcase, I believe. It's been like 2 years since I did most of these, but anyway, it goes way down in here. And this is actually. I have a working dress form from 1947, and this is some leftover fabric that I had when I recovered it, which I did back 4 or 5 years ago. I have all the pictures. It's way before I started doing any videos, but anyway, get myself off track. So anyway, I'm going to be using some of these. And then the other thing that I have a ton of, do this very carefully here, and get my little stuff out here that I need. In 2021 through the very first part of 2023, I had my goods set up in 3 different shops in 3 different counties here in the upstate of South Carolina. And so I was making some handmade jewelry, which is part of what you see here. And about 1.5 years ago I closed all those down. And so I had ordered all of these little bezels with the little glass thing that I cannot pronounce. So I have this. This is new, never been, I've opened it, but I've not used anything out of it. And here's one that I've used most of the ones out of. This one. This is some pieces that some of the ones I'll be showing you shortly that I've used most of those. And then here is another one. These are all round of different colors. So I wanted to use, I've had these, like I said, going on 4 years, or at least 3 years. The very first one, a good 4 years. So I thought of a little project that I could do, and I'm going to show you a couple of these. Now this is glass, so it is going to reflect all the lights that I have set up here. These are images from the public domain. They're paintings, most of them, but now there is 3, 4, at least at least five in this batch that are actually photographs. But anyway, so these are just some of the little bezels that I put this tie on, and underneath here I have a couple of little rings, and then onto a larger ring so I can get all that fabric through. And so I'm just making some jewelry bling here. And so these are, this is a lady sitting at her desk. Now I have these files big enough that I could print like an 11 by 14 or something like that from, but I just shrunk them down. These are 1-inch circles, which I have a circle punch. I just punch them and it comes out. And then now these 2 are photographs. And this is a painting. I just love this one. I just absolutely love it. And then this is a photograph. This is a painting. And these 2 are paintings. And then these 3 are paintings. And then another painting. Now, all of these with this shape, with the exception of these 2 here, are actually still curing. I did them last night, but it takes a little while for them to cure. This is a painting. This actually, this is a photograph also, and this is obviously a photograph. And there's a couple of here that you'll see duplicates of, because I already had some printed, and then I printed another sheet like these 2, and I put them in 2 different colors just to see how they would look. And then these 2, this is one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm going to pull all of these to the back of my table here, out of the way. Now, one thing I'm going to do with these over the next couple of days is all of these, or at least most of these, I'm going to put in my store, because I can't use all of those. Okay, so here's what we've got, and I got me just a little workstation here, just because I'm going to be using some glue. Now, here's 2 that I did yesterday, and just so I could show you how to do the tie. These I'm going to do, I bought this punch just to do these. So I'm just going to show you these. This is a 1-inch oval. And the way I do these is I just put it in, center the image the way that I want. Now I print them just slightly bigger than the outline. So there's that one. And here is that one. So I print them just slightly bigger, but I make sure that I keep the images inside this oval shape. So the ones, okay, these I want to use. I'm not gluing these down yet, or actually I probably won't glue them at all just yet. Actually, I will, because I did leave my glue out over here. So what I'm putting on the bottom is just a tiny bit of this tacky glue, and a little bit goes a long way. And I just a little tiny bit. And I'll just put it in there and press it down really, really good. Same thing here. I think my bottle's getting low. I have been using this quite a bit. I do like it for a thick glue. And I also try not to put so much glue that it spreads out and comes out the edges. Although I did get that one just slightly. Okay, so I'm going to put those to the side and let them just dry for a minute while we do this. So I don't know if you noticed on these, but what I tried to do on these was find a ribbon that sort of matched the colors in there. And this has this green and orange and cream, and that's what this little boy has here. So I'm going to try to find that's got some light blue in it. Yep, I think I'll use this on both of them. So what I do is, these vary in length depending on whatever it was that I cut up. to make the strips. So that's why some of them are a little bit longer than others. And also, the ones that I do end up putting on my storefront, what I will do is, for the ones that are purchased, I will add a few strips of the color so that whatever the person puts in with their journal, they'll have a few things that they can match up. And when I do this, I always make sure that well, you don't have to come in from the back, so to speak, but I do like to have my loop on the back so that when I pull it through, that I get this little coverage thing right here. And I like to twist my little things around so that both right sides are on the front, if possible. And I just like how that looks, and it's very simple like that. And so, depending on how you wanted to use it, you could staple it to a page. You could put any kind of pen, bold pen, safety pin, whatever, in it, let it hang. You could tie a knot in it and hang it from something like that. There's a number of ways that it could be used. As journal bling, that's just what I'm calling it, is journal bling, but with a vintage twist. And then this one, do it the same way. And these, the longest part for me is actually editing the pictures that I find online to create the files in the first place. And then I go to my Google Drive and I just make the shape and make it, use my guidelines to make the little ovals and circles, and then I also have square ones, and I have a 1-inch square punch as well, but I've not done any of those yet. I just put my little image inside of it, make sure it all fits in, and I use the shaped crop to crop it, and then when I print it, it's just right there like it should be. Okay, so there's those two. Let me put the lid back on my glue here. Now, these two little things, we're going to put I have looked up how you pronounce these things before, but for the life of me right now, I cannot remember. But I know somebody will know how to do it. So, this is the E6000 glue that I use to glue these down. And what I do is I just put a very small little strip right in the center, and then I'll just drop it on, and then I press it until whatever I've put on goes all the way to the edges. You can see it spread. And then if anything does get on the top, I don't worry about it, because once it dries, then I can come up and it'll just rub right off. It'll just ball up. And here's this one. Now I'll let this cure for several hours before I even attempt to put the little rings on. So that is basically it for this little project. Very short and simple, but I just love these. I won't necessarily be keeping any for myself because I can make these at any time, but most of these will end up going in my storefront. So when I do that, I will be sure and I'll let everyone know. But thank you all very much for watching, and if you have a few of this type of thing, or if you're looking for a use, this could also be used. It don't have to do all this, but if you've got any kind of broken jewelry or other pieces of beads and that sort of thing, then you can use your strips for that as well. This is just one of many uses for fabric strips. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time.